It's Sunday. Time to go to church. The Church of Surf. But did you know that religion has once almost killed surfing? That's what we cover in today's episode of the Wipeout Weekly. Welcome to the Wipeout Weekly, the daily podcast for beginners, wannabe surfers, and seasoned wipeout enthusiasts. No hype, no filler, just the highs, lows, and honest truth about learning to surf and finding your place in surf culture. I'm your host, Suze Wilson. Let's go out. Religion. Without it, we wouldn't have the pyramids, Dalai Lama, or the Easter Bunny. But we also might have avoided witch hunts, guilt about sex, and almost killing surfing for 100 years. Imagine this. You're in Hawaii. It's the 1700s, and surfing isn't just a hobby. It's a sacred ritual. You paddle out, catch a wave, and the entire beach watches in awe. Now, fast forward a century, surfing is nearly wiped out. What happened? Christians happened. This is the story of how religion almost killed surfing, and how, against all odds, like that Phil Collins song, it made a comeback. Before European contact, surfing in Hawaii was a way of life. It wasn't just about riding waves, it was spiritual, social, and political. Chiefs surfed on giant ola boards. They were like up to 22 feet, and we'll talk about them next week, while commoners rode shorter alaya boards. Surfing was a symbol of power. If you ruled the lineup, you had status on land, and vice versa, and better surf breaks. There were surfboard-making ceremonies, chants, and rituals before paddling out. It was a big deal. But in 1820, things changed. When Christian Calvinist missionaries arrived in Hawaii in the early 1800s, they saw a society that didn't fit their religious beliefs. What could possibly they not like about the Hawaiian society? Well, surfing often involved men and women surfing together, mixing of the sexes, sometimes nude. Oh, shock, horror. It was tied to Hawaiian spiritual beliefs, which the missionaries were actively trying to erase. And surfing looked like way too much fun. And fun was not on the missionary agenda. So was surfing banned? Not outright. But it was heavily discouraged, and the impact was just as bad. Over the next few decades, surfing nearly disappeared. But why? Well, Hawaiians were forced to abandon their traditions in favor of Christian teachings. And Christians brought their religion plus some diseases to Hawaii, which just wiped out a huge chunk of the Hawaiian population. Land was privatized under new Western laws, which meant restricting access to beaches. And unfortunately, the economy shifted, which meant Hawaiians were pushed into farming and labor inland instead of ocean life. By 1900, surfing was nearly extinct. But, spoiler alert, as we know it, it didn't stay that way. All hail Duke! Enter Duke Kahanamoku, aka the man who brought surfing back. Duke was a native Hawaiian, Olympic gold medalist, and absolute waterman legend. In the early 1900s, he introduced surfing to the world, doing demos in California, Australia, and beyond. He effectively brought back traditional Hawaiian surfing. He made it a global sport, and he helped shape modern surf culture. So yeah, religion almost killed surfing. But thanks to Hawaiians who held onto their traditions, it never fully disappeared. And that's all for today. Check out the Wipeout Weekly for our free newsletter, more stories, and ways to connect with us. Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow for more of the Wipeout Weekly.